Right, so we are live. Hopefully someone might turn up in a minute. I can see what happens. If not, then I'm going to crack on, start the little hunt we're doing, and we'll catch up. Ah, someone's joined, excellent. So this is our practice test ready ahead of the Coin-a-thon, so something a little bit different as well. I'm going to do something with pennies, but I was hoping that a couple of people might show up. We'll keep the tracks. We've got two showers watching there. Be nice to get some comments. Who's joined? And then we can see about starting off. Okay, just to say, this is a practice ready ahead of the Coin-a-thon. The other thing Ian wants to do is to allow various people that do hunts to use his live stream for part of their normal hunt. So this will be something a little bit different to a lot of what you've seen on Ian's 12 till 5 and even the other CJs that have done various hours as part of what Ian has been doing about his filling up of the YouTube channel. So this is more around hunts, and in the future he has said that when we do some live hunts, it will just be a case of, you know, perhaps recording our own normal hunts on the live stream to give him some extra time and content, and also to give us a chance to showcase our channels. So RJ Coins, we are Richard and John. If you do go across, that'd be lovely, and you can take a look at what we've done. At the moment on there is the 10 Peter Rabbit circulation videos. There's 4 50p hunts and a round pound hunt as well. Today I was just going to do something a little bit different. As I say, it's just a practice really to make sure everything was working and we're ready for the Coin-a-thon in many ways. And I was going to build on something that Ian often says about with the Great British Coin Hunt and look at some pennies. Ian often has done videos around, you know, what is a coin worth and what can he retail it for. And even with a penny, there are ones that are rarer, scarcer, more sought after, and that potentially if you find them, you could look to put them up and sell them for a lot more than a penny. So Ian sells everything on the Great British Coin Hunt penny wise for at least £1 and a penny, and they do go up to the pre-Euro 1972 £14.95. So when you're looking to build your date runs, then you're not always going to find these, even though there's quite a lot made, to say the least. And as I go through the hunt, what I'm going to do is to call out a few of the mintage figures, as well as the ones that are perhaps the ones that you could potentially sell for a little bit more. My first coin that I actually bought from the Great British Coin Hunt was a 1981 penny to complete a date run of pennies. So it just shows that, you know, people are there looking for a date run and they can't always find them, and they will go away and buy one to complete their collection and their date run. So I'm going to start with this. I'm also recording it for my own channel, and we'll potentially look to edit that down to something a little bit more manageable than the hour or so that we're hoping for here. So first of all, we've got 2 designs to look for. The original portcullis design, and this particular one, the first one I picked out, is from 1998. So hopefully you can see that. So in 1998 there were 740 million of these minted, and therefore that is one of the ones that Ian sells for £1 and a penny. So it's not one of the ones that is any rarer, but it still goes to show that potentially someone's going to want that 1998. And this one, for example, despite the fact it's over 20 years old, is in pretty good condition. So you may well be able to look to put that aside, list it up and see what you can get for it. Second design here, part of the shield. So where you put all of the coins together from the different denominations, it forms the full shield. And this one is 2010. So 2010, also 609 million of these minted. Retails on the Great British Coin Hunt at £1 and a penny. Portcullis design, 1990. 529 million of those. £1 and a penny. So far we haven't found one that is greater than the standard value. So again, a portcullis design. This one's 1980. 416 million. Also your start figure at £1 and a penny. Shield, and this one is 2016. £368 million. Also starts at £1 and a penny. Another decent condition one from 2004. 739 million. Again, base figure one, £1 and a penny. One from the year 2000. £1.6 billion in that particular year. So even though there's 1.6 billion still listed on the inside there on the Great British Coin Hunt at £1 and a penny. That's a 2004. So again, second one of those, 739 million. (2007). That one much dirtier, probably not going to be selling that one. The other good thing about starting with pennies, of course, is it doesn't take a lot to think about listing some pieces up for sale. I've literally only got £1 here. Shields from 2013. Again, 260 million of those, £1 and a penny. But when you're starting with £1, it's not a big outlay at all. So if you're looking at 50p's, 20p's, etc., then potentially you are looking at quite a big outlay if you did want to do a big listing. So 1995. £303 million. And 2006. in 524 million in 2006. Another one from 2000, the year where there was 1.06 billion. So you should, in theory, find quite a few of those. So 2016. And again, despite the fact that that's only 3 years old, that's not in as good a condition as many of the older ones we looked at so far. This one is a 1975. I think you have to take my word for that one. Quite difficult to read that one. 221 million, just a standard pound and a penny on that particular price on the Great British Coin Hunt. Okay, we've got the first one here. It has a greater retail pricing. So this portcullis, 1973. Let's see if we can get this one shown there as 1973. So 1973, 280 million of those, but because it's one of those first few years and there was none produced in 1972, then that one does retail at £1.95. So nearly twice the price charged on a full retail value for that. In 1996, 724 million of those ones. Standard pound and a penny. And another 2004, 739 million of those. So as you can see so far, vast majority just standard. Another 2004. But we've already found one that potentially would retail at nearly twice that price. Got a 2002. Which is 601 million on the mintage. Again, standard base price. Got 1987. Mintage on that, 500 million. Standard base price. Two 2009. $556 million of those produced, and you'd be looking at standard base price on that at £1 and a penny on the Great British Coin Hunt. I mentioned now as well that Ian has informed me that as from today, during the normal 12 till 5 live stream that happens, the voucher codes will cease, the hourly voucher codes etc. will cease, so they'll no longer be happening from today. Any of the future auctions on those streams at the moment will continue to be in A to Z coins, so you're bidding a number of A to Z coins for the various items that are up for the auction, and that will continue for the foreseeable future. And just a note around the gold proof auction that was running last night, and that currently stands at 400 A to Z coins as the current winning bid, and the plan is for that particular auction, for that gold proof, to close at 10 p.m. tonight, Monday evening, the 21st. So just a few bits of housekeeping there, and I'll mention that a couple of times further into the rest of the video in case anybody pops in and has missed that. Got a 1995 on that one. 303 million of those. Again, standard base price. Got 1989. That's a standard base price, £1 and a penny on the Great British Coin Hunt. (2003). 539 million of those. And a 2002 at 601 million. So what's the worst going to happen when you're looking at this, really? You spend a few minutes looking through and you may find a couple of gems, either to complete your own date run, 2001, 928 million of those, or that you can set aside and look to list up. 2004 in horrible condition. List them up and see what happens. Just leave them there, because you don't necessarily expect to get the full retail price as you would from the Great British Coin Hunt. Partly because some of these coins are not necessarily in exactly the quality that you would be wanting to sell them at top retail price for. Whereas with Ian and the Great British Coin Hunt, you have got some assurance that the coin they're providing to you is going to be of the quality that you'd expect, and you'll get the coin in terms of that. 2008 shield. So in 2008, that's when the design changed. So this is the shield, which became the new design at that time, and in that particular year, 2008, there were 508 million of the shield design produced. What you're looking for in 2008 is the portcullis design. It was a 2003, but if you find a 2008 portcullis design, vintage of that particular design in that year when it swapped over was 180 million. So a lot scarcer, potentially more sought after, and of course it was the last penny produced with the portcullis design, and that one would retail on the Great British Coin Hunt at £1.95. So it's one to keep aside potentially for your listings as well. We've got 2006. £524 million of those. Again, standard base price. Got a 1979. 416 million. Another from 2000. So 2000 was the year when there was 1.06 billion produced. And aside from the very first year in 1971, when the penny changed to this form, that's the biggest mintage year. And 1971 was over 1.5 billion. Aside from that, it is that figure in 2000 where the most were minted. So that's a 1996, 724 million. Base figure on the retail price and value. 1991, which is 206 million. So one of the lower figures, but still one that is at base price. $1978. Pretty nasty condition, that one. 459 million in 1978. We've got 3 people with us now, so maybe we might get 1 or 2 more than that. We've got 1994. In 1994 there were 843 pennies produced, but still makes that pound and a penny. Got the first couple of likes, that's nice to see. Thank you for those. Perhaps if we can have 1 or 2 comments, that would be quite nice as well. We see who is on with us. But 1997, 397 million in 1997. And another one from 2000. In theory you should find quite a few from 2000, given the mintage of 1.06 billion. Excellent, so we've got another one here that is a more significant potential retail price, which is in 1982. See if we can get the date to show. In 1982, only 100 million of these minted. So the retail on the Great British Coin Hunt site for that, £2.95. So we'll put that one to the side as well. So potentially, all you've got to do is sell that 1 coin, and even if you're not putting it through as a full retail, such as on Ian's site, you could double your money from 1 coin. That was in 1992, 254 million. 2006, 524 million of those. Again, a relatively newer one at 2015. The other thing around 2015 is when the portrait changed. So you've got both the 4th and the 5th portrait produced in 2015 to look out for. Both of them retail at £1 and a penny, although the 4th portrait version did only actually have a mintage of 154 million. So relatively low in terms of the figures that we see for the majority of these. 2002 there, 601 million. Hello Chris, I've just seen your comment come up on my phone. I've got that to the side. It's not coming up on my live stream screen for some reason. We've got another 2000. Horrible condition that one is in. Thank you for joining us, Chris. And I see you've got mod facilities as well, so that would be useful if we did get anybody. If we get some more people to join, that would be great. 1999, 891 million made in that year. So as you can imagine, that's a base £1 and a penny. That one is so bad I can't even read the year. I'll pass that one to John. We'll see if his younger eyes can make that one out at all. Hello Lorna, thanks for joining us.
Could be 1990.
1990?
I'm not sure,
Yeah.
honestly. It could be. I think it's that.
So this one's a 1998. 740 million of those, so that would retail at £1 and a penny. Just to let you know, Lorna, what I'm doing here is a penny hunt. So you've probably seen and heard Ian go on around looking through any coins. Anything could be listed, anything can come up at greater value than just what the face value is. So similar to what Bungle does on his 10p's. So that's a 1971, the original year of issue. 1.5 billion of those. So just the base figure of £1 and a penny that it sells for on the Great British Coin Hunt. And just looking to see how easy it is to pull aside ones that you might be able to make some money off yourself. That's a 1999. So even ones like this, which are relatively common, 1999, 891 billion. If you find one like that in reasonably good condition, might be something worth listing. If you can get £1 for something like that to fill someone's date run, yeah, they are difficult, Lorna, to read on the pennies. It does take some time. That's a 1998, 740 million. We've got a 2003, 539 million of that. So far we're about 2/3 through. We've found 2 of them that would sell for above the base figure of £1 and a penny, which is a 1982 where there was 100 million produced, and that would potentially retail at £2.95. £1.95 on the Great British Coin Hunt. What coins do you tend to look for then, Lorna? What's your favourites? 1998, 740 million. Got a 2005, 536 million. So all of these are sort of base figures. Another one of the 2000s. Again, one in really nice condition there from 1996. So although it's 724 million, could be one you might want to list to sell. Similarly, 1993, 602 million. For one in reasonable condition, because of it given its age. (2003), 539 million. Another one here then that we've got a 1974. Which is 330 million, and this is one that would retail at £1.95 on the Great British Coin Hunt. Just in a couple of comments come up from Chris. What's the highest value 1p that you found to date? Well, from today's, then they have found the 1982, which would potentially retail at £2.95. Just saying that Lorna looks for the 10p's and also 50p's, and just been doing it from, oh, excellent. So is it since the Mad Weekend as such, Lorna, that you have picked up on the Great British Coin Hunt and sort of joined in and started collecting? (2013). 260 million of those. Oh, excellent. So it's been really pleasing to see just how involved people have got, particularly since that weekend, and how it's built into a little community and really helped a lot of people that are involved in it as well. It's been one of the most heartwarming parts of it. 1993. Excellent. I can see a few more people joining. Hello Popcorn King, Stevie. Thanks for popping along. I'm about half hour in. I'm just doing a bit of a penny hunt. It's something a bit different. Ian's asked us to do normal hunts as such as part of these extra hours that we're building in. So I'm looking in a similar way to Bungle's looking at his 10p's. Just doing one here with pennies. And just picking out those ones that could potentially be listed for a little bit more than the standard costing, and even any year could be listed at around £1. 2001. There's 928 million of those. But again, as Ian has mentioned so many times, if someone needs that 2001, the fact that there was 928 million of them minted doesn't mean that they want to buy that coin. Yeah, it definitely is a roller coaster ride, Chris. That's how it's been for a lot of people. Quite addictive. So it doesn't take a lot to sort through £1's worth of pennies to see if there's something you can list. So this one is 1981. Again, there's 302 million of those, but that is one that's slightly scarcer and more sought after. That one is another one that retails at a higher value potentially there. That's on the Great British Coin Hunt at £1.95. So even picking out 3 or 4 like I have done today could be something that's worthwhile and relatively straightforward to do. That's John behind me. That's my partner in crime. He says you're looking uncomfortable, John. Are you uncomfortable?
No, I'm fine.
Good. He's 15, he can stand up. 2007. So 548 million of those. Hello Reef, thanks for joining us in. Yeah, John doesn't mind, he can stand anywhere. He'll just lay down and sleep if he needs to. We've got a 1996. Again, 724 million of those. So we'd only retail for the standard £1 and a penny. But nice condition, now considering that one is the age it is. That's one that you definitely list and look to sell, and that could pay for your whole bag. Another one from 1981. So that's 2 now we've found in the last few that we've picked up. 302 million, but does retail at nearly twice the core value. Back. I think we might have just lost the connection there. Yeah, with the gold proof, there's a message from Ian on the gold proof. There was a bit of an issue, I understand, at the end of last night around someone bidding that wasn't able to bid. So the bid's finalised, but it's still now open, and it's a 400. Are we on? is at 400 coins at the moment. So 400 is the leading bid, and the plan is to close that at 10 p.m. tonight. So Ian has said that will close at 10 p.m. tonight. So it's still there and available to bid on. Not the idea to bid on this particular video as such, because this is really just my practice ready for the coinathon at the weekend. But in the normal streams, etc., then you can still bid on that auction. It's at 400 at the moment. Yeah, thanks, Madeline, for your comment. I appreciate you possibly are not going to see this, but if perhaps Chris or somebody else could type up what I'm saying. Part of what we're doing with these extra hours and hunts is that Ian wants them to be slightly different, and he wants them to be just our normal hunt type video and recording. So if you do go across to my channel, RJ Coins, you'll see that this is the exact setup that we have for our normal 50p hunts and the round pound hunt that I've done, etc. And that's very much what Ian wanted. He wanted us to continue to do things and just record our hunts, but put them up live. And so at the moment, I'm not showing my face, and John isn't showing his face on our hunts, and that's how Ian wants it to be on these extra hours that we're also doing. And so he just wants it to be exactly as we would do it, but instead of just recording it and posting it up on our channel, to take the advantage of his offer to have the live streams and add it to the live streams from the Great British Coin Hunt. So that's why faces aren't showing. So apologies in terms of that. I appreciate the position there around lip reading, etc. It's not something that I had particularly considered before doing that. But that is the decision that we've made at the moment, is to not show the face at this stage. Yeah, Chris is asking about people hitting the like button. Yeah, that would be very good. It's nice to see that some more people have joined, and that we've got a few people starting to show that they're liking it, which is always nice to see. We've got 2003. I'll carry on for a few more pennies. Again, 2003, 539 million, but nice condition coin, certainly one that could be listed. Steve will be on at 12 for the standard normal daily live stream. And the auctions will continue on there, and they will continue in A to Z coins at the moment. So we've got 1996. The other thing to say is that the hourly vouchers, etc., won't be continuing from this week. So that is something that Ian has said that is going to cease at this point. So the voucher codes won't be continuing at this stage on an hourly basis. They'll just be down to Ian to decide as and when, if anything else is offered on that basis. We've got a 1999, 891 million, but again, when it's in that sort of really good condition, something that potentially could be listed and could pay for your whole bag. Yeah, thanks Chris for putting that on there. We've got a 1998. £740 million. So very much what we're going to be looking to do is the live stream today of around about an hour, where we're 2/3 of the way through that, and then potentially edit down our recording of it. We've got 2001. 928 million of those, and then when we post it up on our own channel, it will be a more manageable timescale, etc., as opposed to the full hour. 1994, 843 million of those. mention again at this point, on the Great British Coin Hunt, all of these coins are listed at least £1 and a penny. That's a 1993, 602 million of those. And then there are some key years that would retail at higher prices, and that's what we're looking for. So we've got 1971, the original year of this particular penny form, 1.5 billion produced in that first year that the penny was produced. 2004, 739 million in that year. Yeah, I'm sorry, Madeline, that that's not possible for you in this respect. It might be something that changes in the future. And certainly a lot of the other CJs are going to continue to do it the way they've started to do it. There's a 2000. And hopefully we'll be able to join in on those. Another from 1971, the original year of issue. 1.5 billion. Got 2004. Been 739 million. So there's huge figures on a lot of these, but of course, going through them and finding them, many people don't want to do it. So you've always got someone that might want to buy one off you if you've taken the time to look through it. One from 1979 in absolutely horrible condition. 416 million in that particular year. I've just caught up with one comment from Lorna. Yes, I am doing some time on the weekend, and that's what this is about. This is a practice to make sure that the live stream login works, that we can get it running properly. We can still record it ourselves, and making sure we feel comfortable with what's going on. Got 2013. $260 million. That's one of the ones that would retail at the core value. Got 1975. Now, a lot of the early years of the 1970s are the ones that you have got a little bit extra value on, but 1975 isn't. Even though there was only 221 million made in that year and minted in that year. Thank you, Lorna. Hopefully you'll join me. I think I've got one of the graveyard shifts, so it could be right in the middle of the night. If we had anybody joining us at that time, I'll be very appreciative of that. Excellent, that's good to hear, because again, we don't know how this is coming across. That's part of the reason for this test, to make sure that it does all work, and that at the other end, it's a 1997, 397 million. Yeah, you do get to hear it, you can see it if at all possible, and that I thought we had a different year there. I was getting overexcited, but that's a 1987, which is a 500 million mintage. No extra value on that one. I thought it was a 1981. So 1981 is one of the years where it's got a higher value potentially. That was from 1996. 724 million in that particular year. It'd be good if anybody that has joined, if they haven't already gone across and had a look at my channel, RJ Coins, or our channel should I say, because it's Richard and John, my son. There's a 2012. was 431 million made in that year. Do take a look. There's a few hunts on there. There's all of the Peter Rabbit circulation 1050p's going in 1996, 724 million. So as well as those 10 coins and the circulating of the 2019 Peter Rabbit, we've also got a old round pound hunt on there that I done a little while ago, and also the first 4 of our 50p hunts where we're looking to fill an album for John, or an extra album for John, of all the normal variants. So it doesn't include the Olympic ones in there, although of course we're keeping any Olympic finds to the side, but it's around the normal variants that we're looking to get. And we're doing quite well after the first 4 hunts. We've got 2003 there, 539 million. We are now just down to trying to find those really elusive, slightly rarer ones, like obviously the Kew Gardens, but also the Newton, the Puddle Duck, WWF and the Votes for Women Suffragettes. This one's a 1984. Unfortunately, it's not in a very good condition, but 1984 is again one of the years where potentially it would sell at a greater retail value. That would be listed at £1.95 on the Great British Coin Hunt. So it just goes to show again, that one coin, that's paid for your whole bag potentially, even if you're not listing it at that same retail value that Ian would. We've got 2004, 739 million. I don't know whether you can hear my dogs in the background. I think the postman's coming, so they've gone off on one at the moment. We've got a 2002, which is 601 million. And in 1992, okay, there was only 254 million of those, which is one of the lower mintage figures, but it is just still listed at a core £1.01 if you were looking at that one from the Great British Coin Hunt. 1999, 891 million of those, so a huge number really. And a 2004, again, some of these are quite horrible today, 739 million of those. And 2003, 539 million of those. The last couple we've got here, another 2003. Does anyone remember what he said the mintage was of that? Do comment what you think it was. It's 2003, the same as the last one. And the final coin of the bag, a 2001, which again is 928 million minted. Pound and a penny. So that shows we've gone through £1, just £1. No worries, Chris. That's really good. Thanks for joining so early on as you did. Thanks for being there and covering a couple of points, particularly for Madeline. It's much appreciated. So we've got a few coins from years that are more common, but are of a quality that you may feel comfortable to list them for sale. And then we have what is 6 coins from the years where the potential retail value is that little bit higher. 1984, £1.95. 1974, £1.95. 1982, which potentially is £2.95. 1973, which would list at £1.95. 1981 at £1.95. And another 1981, £1.95. So potentially there's certainly £10–15 worth that could be sold there, even if you're not going right up to Ian's retail prices. If you're looking to list them at levels where it's the basic minimum eBay cost, then you could do that and say be 10 times your money just for straightforward prices. You could also probably see there that from just that pound we've found quite a few of the years. If you are looking at putting together a date run, then it's relatively straightforward to do that, but then you can fill in your gaps either by things like eBay or of course the Great British Coin Hunt, which is what I did. So I'll show you one of my albums to finish off. So I had gone through quite a bit of various bits of change that I got from family and friends, getting together a full date run. Of the pennies. There's quite a marked difference there in the quality you see as you move into the later years. Hopefully this is coming across okay. It did take quite a bit of time, quite a bit of effort to go through in some ways to get them all through, and as I say, I finished off my collection by buying a couple for Ian to fill in the gaps, and that's what people will do, so it's always worth a look. So even these pennies, just £1 worth, you could spend less than an hour going through it and find yourself some little gems to be able to list up and make it worth your while. So I think I'm going to wrap it up there. As I say, this was a practice. If there is anybody still on at 12 o'clock, Steve, Dragon Lord Coins, will be on the standard 12 till 5 slot with a more normal sort of rendition of what's normally going on. This was my first live stream hunt, and as I mentioned, it is around what Ian asked us to do for just doing normal hunts and just putting them on to the live to add some content, add some time, and to give us a chance to sort of showcase some of what we do as well. So do go across as well and look at RJ Coins. Thank you for watching, and I hope you have enjoyed it, and we'll catch you again very soon.